Good morning, everyone. We are at a not busy day here at the Magic Kingdom. It was pretty easy coming in. It is a cheer weekend though, so it may be a little bit busier later on. But for right now, it's pretty calm. It's slightly after park open. I just missed rope drop by a few minutes. Not the end of the world. We're just hanging out today. We are going to be talking about the last night, or yesterday afternoon rather. They had the earnings report call, and there was some additional information dropped about the $60 billion over the next 10 years. So we're going to be walking around Magic Kingdom and sort of talking about that. But we're going to walk around Magic Kingdom in the way that Walt intended, which is via the railroad. So it should be here in just a few moments, and we'll get started.
Inside the train, and until you hear that one whistle, I will give you the all clear to disembark. Once again, friends, please remain seated, and until you hear that one whistle, I will give you the all clear to disembark. Please remain seated.
Welcome aboard, folks. We're beginning a grand circle tour of the Magic Kingdom, with stops along the way in Frontierland and Fantasyland. Sit tight and keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs well inside the train. We're currently departing Main Street Station. And if you're missing those friendly faces already, not to worry. On this train, it's never goodbye. It's always see you real soon.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
Friends, I'm so delighted you've joined us today. There's nothing I enjoy more than showing folks around this Magic Kingdom, especially because it's certified proof that in these parts, dreams really do come true. See, there was a time not so long just ahead I heard some new critters are moving in and looking to make a splash. Take a listen. We're almost there. We've reached Frontierland Station, everyone, so sit tight and hold those horses until we come to a complete stop. If you're disembarking, please carry your strollers all the way off the platform before unfolding. That'll help make room for any new bugaroos. Watch your step now. This is Frontierland Station.
Alright, friends, please remain seated at the sign with both hands on feet legs inside the train. And until you hear that one whistle, I will give you the all clear to disembark. Once again, friends, please remain seated. And until you hear that one whistle, I will give you the all clear. Please remain seated. All clear, friends. Welcome to Frontierland.
So there's all sorts of construction happening over here in Frontierland, but we'll take a look at what's going on later. So some of the big new development happening right now is over here in Tiana's Bayou Adventure, but that's not everything that's happening. There's all sorts of cool stuff happening around. We just have to go find it, right? So the big question everybody's asking is, what is Disney's response to Epic Universe, and is it this? And I don't think this is the answer, but I also don't think that there's any one large thing that's the answer. I think that Disney's strategy as how do you respond to a new theme park opening is, let's do what Disney does best and have a collection of smaller projects and experiences open up over the next couple of years, and sort of remind people why they love Disney. And so I think that that's more of the strategy that you're going to see employed here, and I think there's a bunch of low-hanging fruit options that allow that to happen. So let's go talk about what some of those are. So admittedly, it's been a minute since I've been to the Magic Kingdom, but oh my gosh, this looks so cool. Let me pan that up. Today's video is also serving as a test of this new gimbal that I got. So I hope it looks steadier, but wow, that is absolutely stunning. I'm so excited for this ride. I don't know why I haven't looked at this yet. But yeah, gorgeous. And then there's A couple days ago, there was water flowing in the flume over here. It looks like they have since drained it again, but that's a-okay. And then we'll pan back up, and then we'll go the other way, back over to Tiana's Bayou Adventure. I don't know if this area specifically was like freshly painted. It doesn't look like it, but like, oh my gosh, does it smell like it? It is a very strong paint smell right here. Also, sidebar, I don't ride the train that often. I need to do that more frequently because that is a much more fun experience than like waiting in line for Space Mountain or something. I don't really have any plans for like big rides today. It is very much a chill day in the Magic Kingdom. So I guess let's like find a more quiet spot and chat for a second. I saw someone post that the Country Bears were evicted and sent over to Epcot. They were meeting out at International Gateway a couple days ago. But no, they're still here. They may have just been on a temporary vacation. They're just here practicing as a moving trash can being pushed along. Sounded like drums though, so very in time with me saying that they're out here rehearsing, getting ready for their new act to debut this summer. You see there's Big Al up ahead. It's a good morning to visit the Country Bears. And then you'll see over here that they're getting ready for their new act. And he sticks the landing. Excellent. So you see over here, bear with us, we're rehearsing a brand new show coming soon. I'm not a huge Country Bear fan. I wasn't super crazy about the original show, but I'm excited about the new thing. You know, there's always excitement to be had when like a new thing is the topic of discussion. And so that sort of stems into, I think, the main point of at least today's video here at Magic Kingdom, is that there is so much opportunity for smaller enhancements like this to really be what Disney's almost like secret answer to Epic Universe is, right? Everyone's like, oh, they're not announcing a 5th gate or whatever. I don't necessarily think that that's the right call, right? If they immediately heard that Epic Universe was coming and then responded with, oh, we're building a brand new theme park, then if they both opened on the same year, then they would just be pulling away from their own audiences. And so I think the answer isn't, you know, what's their Epic Universe like huge response, but it's like, what are the little tiny baby things that Disney can do that sort of make people remember why they went to the Disney parks in the first place. And it's small additions like the new show for the Country Bears, or even you know, like new nighttime entertainment or a new show or something. I think that those are sort of the experiences where Disney thrives, and I think their time is best spent doing that. And then, you know, I'll also put on my my little armchair Imagineering hat and say that this change probably also has to do with Tiana's, and I subscribe to the theory that this is going to turn into a more New Orleans Square, and Pecosville is going to turn into a Tiana style restaurant, and then what was originally positioned as the Beyond Big Thunder announcement is really just going to be the new Frontierland announcement. And so that's sort of what I believe that change is going to turn into. But yeah, I think we're done here. So we will hop back on the train. Also, there's the new bar coming to Adventureland, or Lounge rather. So that's another fun change. I don't think any one of those is going to make somebody pick, you know, going to Magic Kingdom over Epic Universe if they're like, I have one day in Orlando, what am I going to do? And to be honest, the stuff coming out of the Epic Universe announcement recently, I think is so above and beyond that Disney isn't really competing with what the Epic Universe day would be. They're competing with what would the Islands of Adventure day be, or what would the Universal Studios Florida day be. And it's how do you pull people away from there? At the same time, those parks are also having their own discussions like that. And Universal Studios is building that entire DreamWorks land as a response. You know, then SeaWorld has their new roller coaster. So everyone is deciding that, you know, the full day people are going to spend for Epic Universe, or the 2 days people are going to spend for Epic Universe, they're not competing with that. It's those remaining days that people are sort of fighting for. And so it really turns into who has the better new like supplemental experience. So I got back from Disneyland a couple weeks ago, and one of my favorite experiences at Disneyland is the canoes. And if Disney brought back the canoes, I know that's how you win me back and win me over. That would never happen, but if they wanted to, that would be the surefire way to win. I was also talking earlier, it's a little bit later in the, I guess it's still early-ish, but Big Thunder's only a 20-minute wait. So like, it is not a painfully busy day at Magic Kingdom. Last time I was here, it was right before the holidays, so it was dense. So it's nice that we're not at that level currently. I don't think I've ever actually been down this pathway before. This is foreign to me. Interesting. Neat. I welcome it. I feel like I shouldn't be down here. There's nothing saying no. There are other people here. It's just very different. All right, so let's talk $60 billion elephant in the room. $60 billion over 10 years. That was originally said, I think, last year, and so we've shifted the 10-year timeline a little bit. But there was something that was said today that was really important, or yesterday rather, that was really important, and that's that 70% of it is being earmarked for new capacity. So that doesn't mean a refurb of Splash Mountain into Tiana's Bayou Adventure. That doesn't mean a redo of Country Bear Jamboree. This is new additional capacity in the parks, experiences, products, I think that's what it's still called, division. Now, I have to imagine a lot of that, what they consider new capacity percentage, is going to the Disney Cruise Line. They're building 3 additional ships. And so those are going to be massive pieces of that new capacity bandwidth, I'm sure. But 70% is a lot of money. And there's a lot of things sort of rounding out third into home right now across all the parks around the world. So it's going to be interesting to see sort of what that turns into. And I think a lot of it is going to be positioned this way. And maybe not north of $1 billion. I can't imagine whatever they're doing over here. Just thinking about how like Galaxy's Edge was $1 billion and Pandora was $1 billion. You know, maybe $1 billion is put into what needs to go on over here. But there's a huge infrastructure project. You know, there's roadways just on the other side of that tree line. It's the parade route. So there's a lot of different things over here that need to be made and need to be set up before they could even consider starting work on building rides there. But it is my theory, and the theory of many people that I just sort of go along with, is that all of this that you can see over here is going to turn into a New Orleans Square style area, and then this will really start Frontierland. So this pathway will sort of get expanded out, and it'll either go on this side or the other side of the mountain, and then it really kicks in back over there. So that's the really exciting stuff. Who knows sort of how far along that project is, or if anything's going to be announced in D23. I don't count that in my, you know, what do you think Disney's response to Epic Universe is going to be? I think that that's a much more further out thing. But there are a couple smaller pieces of park infrastructure that can be changed and modified, and that could really provide smaller, more subtle experiences. Because like I said, I don't think anybody is actively looking to compete with Epic Universe, because, you know, that is a brand new theme park, and Disney is just not putting in the capital. SeaWorld is not putting in the capital. Gatorland is not putting in the capital to rival that. And so you really have to just focus on those other days, right? Nobody's touching a family's day at Epic Universe. There's no way that you could make them go like, well, let's go to Epcot instead. You know, I don't think that that's in the question. I think Disney is smart enough to know that that's not really in the cards right now for them. And so it really turns into a, how do you attract the local market, and how do you attract sort of these other periphery days in a vacation? So let's hop back on the train, and we'll continue over to our next area of focus. We're going to be heading over to the Storybook Circus and Tomorrowland area. That is going to be a much busier area of the park. So just, you know, bear that in mind. Also, I'm sorry, I haven't made a video in several years. I'm sure at some point soon I'll make a video sort of explaining why, and the cut and dry is I've been very busy. Since I last made a vlog, I have done many different things, had a plethora of cool themed entertainment related jobs, got to work on some cool projects, but it's been a minute, and so I owe you an apology for those of you who have been sticking around for the past 8-ish years. Thank you, and I look forward to us hopping back on the train and continuing from there. I also want to mention that every day we're going to be taking a look at a different Disney theme park. So for the next 4 days, we are going to be park hopping and seeing sort of what each park's response is going to be over the next year or so, with little small nuggets of possibility for what they could add and expand into the park. Today's sort of just the longest one, just because it is Magic Kingdom. I mentioned I got this new like tripod gimbal thing, and so today's also just like a test of that. But I may cut this video up a little bit to be a little bit less rambly, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see where it drops off and what the timestamp is. I don't want to drop a 40-minute video my first day back, but we'll see what happens. And that was part of the reason why I decided to just make each park its own little video, some of them being very short. Like, I don't have many ideas over at Epcot. I have a couple little nuggets that I think they could add or change or enhance that would really make people be like, yeah, I didn't go to Epcot, you know, I wasn't in my initial plans, but I have a free day, I was just going to go to the pool, maybe I'll go to Epcot. You know, same thing with Animal Kingdom and with Hollywood Studios. This is sort of the only park that, as of right now, just has active construction, and I believe part of the reason that Tiana's Bayou Adventure was originally slated as late 2024 is so that way, if Epic Universe has like an early 2025 timeline, they could then be like, oh, well, it's like within a year of Epic Universe opening, you know, like it is within a year. So like people that want to go are still going to be going. It's still a new thing. So with that being said, let's make our way back over to the train. I love the train. This is unintended, but I don't know. I love like little things like this. It was also closed for like several years, and so it was a welcomed addition when it came back. I don't think I've ridden those two legs of the train since it reopened, so it was a nice welcome change. But I've ridden this half before, or this third rather. So we're now going to go through the, I don't know, what do you call this, the bypass, or just a secret pathway into Tomorrowland. This is my preferred way into Tomorrowland. It's just less busy. And so, you can see we're coming up under the Tron canopy. I was shocked when this opened that they didn't update all of the Tomorrowland area music. It was literally just the Tron segment of Tomorrowland. Because I love this mix. It would make a lot of Walt Disney World. It would make a lot of Tomorrowland Tron-esque, which I'm not against. If they really went all in on like the Tron aesthetic, I think most people would be cool with it. So. People just excited to have their day here at Disney World. I love mornings in theme parks, like early mornings, sort of like where we're at now. I love when it's early, people are happy, they're excited to take on the day. Very different from like the end of the day in the summer where it's 1 trillion degrees. People are tired and sweaty and they just want to go home. They want to go back to their hotel. It's a fun time in the early morning. So we're now heading into sort of main stage tomorrow, and this is the stuff that everyone's more familiar with. That is just, you know, opening from, gosh, I guess last year. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
Doing great. How are y'all?
Doing well, thank you. Oh, so nice. I always feel weird filming, but like, you know, it's fun. We're having fun. We're enjoying it. I haven't eaten at this place yet. They have a couple drinks. What do they have here? I guess it's just drinks now. They have a watermelon slushie, a pina colada slushie, and it's like frozen things. You have chocolate cake donut holes, and then like some special ice mochi. Interesting. Very cool. We're not trying that today. We're on a mission. We're on a task. We'll be heading back this way soon because we have to finish our grand circle tour of the Magic Kingdom. We'll stop by the Tomorrowland Speedway because I think this is an opportunity. This right here is an opportunity, and it's not the opportunity everyone's thinking where you're gonna go, oh, electric cars and stuff. But during the holidays at Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, they do a holiday overlay of the Tomorrowland Speedway, and I think that's how I prefer it. And I think that something like that should be sort of like what's happening here all year long. I just think that there's opportunity here for low-hanging fruit if they wanted to get a sponsor to come in and similar to Autopia at Disneyland with the Honda sponsorship, sort of add in thematic elements like that and just keep it from being this sort of just typical raceway. So the next thing I want to talk about is really this store, because this store is an example of making small little changes. And sure, it was, you know, the tie-in with the new attraction opening, but this store is a perfect example of making small, subtle changes to an experience, or in this case, a store, and it really transforming the place. The vibe here is so cool, and I think that that's something that Magic Kingdom would benefit from, is like just better vibes, which is like weird to say about like something in the Disney park, but just, you know, this is the way Tomorrowland should be, right? Like the Tron stuff, I think, is coupled with like the people mover right there going by, like that's peak Tomorrowland. You know, there's kinetic energy there, you know, like it's clean, it's futuristic, it looks nice, and I think sort of like this is where the Tomorrowland of the future needs to be. But what does that mean? What does that look like? Well, first of all, Space Mountain up to 65 minutes. It is no longer a slow day at Magic Kingdom. We are firing on all cylinders at a 65-minute wait over at Space Mountain. You know, if I was here earlier and wasn't doing the train, I might have done Space Mountain first. Just, you know, it's like 10-minute walk-on ride. You know, why not go for it? You know, live a little bit. I will ride the people mover though. I love me some people mover no matter what. So there was a critical piece of the $60 billion that was mentioned the past couple days, and that was new capacity. Now, does that mean brand new capacity, or does that just mean Stitch's Great Escape has been closed since like 2018, so does anything in that space count? Because that's where we're going next. And I don't know what you would sort of earmark this parcel of land to be, but I mean, you know, right now Merchant of Venus is just seating area. You know, like the most activity in this little quadrant right now is this guest experience team podium, and that's not a good vibe. And so, you know, discussion of like new fun additions, there's a pretty big building right here, and you know what, if they wanted to, they could get pretty far along in construction without anybody noticing. So that's my personal prediction of like a new thing maybe coming soon. Is I wouldn't be shocked if you saw an announcement for the former Stitch's Great Escape parcel of land, because it's substantial space over there, and we're just sort of sitting on it. That'll be us in mere minutes. We're almost there.
Attention all visitors from Galaxy X31. Please keep forward-facing intervals clear of oncoming vehicles. Thank you.
I was planning on, oh, a little loud. I was planning on taking the train back, but I mean, how do you not love this view? You know, how do you not walk down Main Street as you're heading out to the park? You know, you got families having fun, racing strollers through Tomorrowland Terrace. It's a good vibe today, you know? I'm not at Magic Kingdom enough. I think that's the conclusion I have here. I'm very much an evening at Epcot person, and maybe it's time I change that. Maybe it's time that we do come here more often. You know, I recently, sorry, I'll move actually. I recently found myself watching a lot of Fresh Baked Disney. I don't know if you guys watch his vlogs, but he does Disneyland vlogs, and I love how positive he is. He is. Sorry, we'll like stand in this corner for a second. It's crazy that this is just empty all day until like the dessert parties at night. But yeah, that's it. But yeah, like I was saying, I love watching his vlogs because he's just so positive and just falls absolutely in love with Disneyland. Every time he goes, oh my gosh, there's smoke or steam coming out of the serpent's nose. Has that always been like that? That is so cool. But yeah, I love how positive he is and how just excited about the Disneyland resort that man is. And so, I don't know, I've made it like a goal of mine, I guess, that like, you know, you go on Twitter and everyone's all like huffing and puffing about the new stuff at the parks. And like, you know, same thing happens Disney, Universal, you know, SeaWorld, everyone's always angry at for, you know, the diminishing quality of themed experiences or whatever. People, you know, the roller coaster enthusiasts are picking fights on, you know, same thing with Six Flags. And I don't know, I've decided that like, I'm just going to not be a participant in that culture. And it's always good to have contrarians and stuff, but like, I don't know. These are places meant to be enjoyed and you're meant to be happy here. And I think a lot of that just starts with like outlook and attitude going into it. And so I think I just want to be like a happier theme park fan. So that's sort of what my goal and intention is with the revival of this. You know, I don't want to you know, say that like everything's always peachy and stuff, but like I feel like a lot of the bigger content creators are just sort of negative a bunch. So our goal now is focus on positivity. 2024 is the year of being positive. New year, new you. And just sort of refresh your outlook on the parks. You know, this is one of the most visited places in the world. And, you know, at least me, you know, I have an annual pass now. And so, like, I get to come here whenever. You know, what a cool thing to be able to say. And what a wonderful luxury of life that not everyone has. I saw there were eyes that also glow on it. Yeah, I don't think that's going to show up at all, actually. Yeah, very cool. Look, see, and it's like stuff like that. I love that. You know, that's something I had never seen before. You know, that's something I had never paid attention to. And I love that, you know, this place is so fascinating and so alive that little things like that happen. And, you know, I spent pretty much the past however long this video is, I feel like I'm going to have to cut it down a lot because it went on for a while. But I spent a decent chunk of time talking about how, like, the thing that Disney does best is being Disney, right? And Disney isn't going to win against all the things happening at Universal by being Universal. Like, the little things like that tiny detail right there, you know, that's an effect that's been turned off for years. But the little things like that just move the needle ever so slightly. And if you hit a bunch of those little things where, you know, it feels right and it feels done well, you know, that's all that Disney needs to survive and thrive. And sure, we go on about, like, oh, we need a 5th gate and we need a new park and we need new rides and stuff. And like, those are all amazing things. But like, it's the little things like that that really tip the scale for me. Not to say Universal doesn't have those, you know, it does, but this is just a video focusing on Magic Kingdom, so we're only talking about that, you know. Let's go head over to the parking lot, but before we do that, maybe we stop at Poly and take a look at the construction going on over there. Alrighty, friends, so we were going to, I was thinking about going to Poly and just, you know, show a little bit of the construction going on over there, but like, it's getting warm. I do want to, okay, so a little bit of behind the scenes magic here. I want to go to a different park and film a separate video about like my armchair Imagineering and like what I think the $60 billion or whatever means for Walt Disney World. We got a train coming in. And I figured, like, since I'm already at Disney World, I should just do it all in one day rather than, like, coming back tomorrow. It's also only, like, 10:45 in the morning, so I don't need to, like, go home yet. Anyway, so it's going to be colder this weekend, and I feel like a walk-heavy video, like, Poly and just, like, general, like, resort stuff, I feel like that's just better served for something on the weekend when it's going to be a lot colder. So maybe I'll do that. I don't know. Is the express monorail down? Interesting. Huh. That was my hope, is I would at least be able to take the express monorail, pesky train whistle, at least be able to take the express line monorail, take that over to TTC, and you would pass by the new Poly building, but that's not currently in the cards. Also, I wish the pathway was still open, because I love taking that walk. Can it be my own monorail car? Maybe. We'll find out. Not many people are leaving Magic Kingdom at 10:45 in the morning. There was a small crowd though, a few people hanging around, but we'll enjoy the moment of just us, and then we will probably be bombarded with people when we get to Contemporary. Alrighty, now I gotta figure out where I parked. I know I'm in, what is that, Hook 317? I don't know, something like that. Wasn't too far. I didn't realize that they started parking in Villains this early. Usually it's just the Heroes lot fills up. It's also been years since I really paid attention to morning parking at Magic Kingdom. But either way, I hope you guys had fun and you guys enjoyed sort of just walking around and riding the train and the People Mover, and just a nice early morning at the Magic Kingdom. I am now off to film tomorrow's video at one of the parks. I don't know where yet, but you'll find out tomorrow, I guess. Where do I want to go? I think my mind keeps telling me Hollywood Studios. I don't know why I keep telling myself that, but the brain is telling me go to Studios, then Animal Kingdom, and then close out at Epcot. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think that's the game plan. Alrighty, well, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for watching, and thank you for listening. And yeah, that's all I got. I appreciate for those of you who are coming back after Oh gosh, it's been a couple of years. Coming back and watching the new videos. I appreciate you. For all new people, hello, welcome. And just remember to be kind to yourself. Have a nice day. Bye.